What's up, y'all? This is Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka y'all already know who it is, man. Trigger ranking the Trigger Man himself. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, definitely notification bell. If you like to support the channel, cash app in the description. If you like to follow me on any other platforms, everything is at the top of the description of the YouTube channel. That being said, let's get this show on the Rizzo, y'all. Hold on, hold on.
You were watching a master at work. Trapaholics, real trap shit. I was too much. I'm closer than you think to the stars. Nigga, look up.
Ain't nobody don't ask me.
No need to act these hoes.
Don't you think I'm so sexy?
I simply tell them that they ain't.
You think? Okay, all right, y'all. All right. Come on, Mr. Ken. Okay. Oh man, come on. Walking out across the nighttime, city winds, sleepless eyes. Hear her voice, shut my window, sweet seducing sighs. Get me out into the nighttime. Four walls won't hold me tonight. If this town is just an apple, then let me take a bite. When they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does it do me that way? I'm about to stop. One more time for the. One more time. It's just an apple. Let me take a bite. And they say why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Does it do me that way? I say why? Oh yeah, but who that is? Brad. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna try to stop. I'm gonna stop, bro. I got me a new girl, bro. I'm trying to boss up by here. So. Tell them that it's human nature. Alright, y'all, we gotta go to some videos now, brethren. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of things to watch, man. Whole bunch of things to watch, man. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I don't know, y'all. We probably start. God damn, that shit look kind of good though. Camel hump. They ate a camel hump? Hell no. Oh shit. Hold on. Alright, y'all, we're going to Poeta Flacco first, but I gotta look at this damn trap. We're gonna look at trap video too, bro. Hold on, bro. We got to look at trap.
This is the absolute best.
Got to look at that boy video.
Phone holder for your car. Your phone clips right into it and it attaches to your rear view mirror. So if you have a rear view mirror, this is for you. You don't have to worry about trying to attach it to your vent or your cup holder or taking up space in.
Before the new update on this Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane situation, it was already bad for Gucci Mane. But it just got worse. And Gucci Mane is now in a situation that I don't think really is gonna end well for Gucci. It's a lose-lose either way. We'll get back to the video shortly, but I want to let you guys know this video is being sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi is an app where you can make money predicting current events. I'll put money on what the weather is gonna be every day on Kalshi. I check the weather app when I wake up. And really all I do is I look at what the highest temperature is gonna be for the day. Then I go on Kalshi and place a prediction high temperature going to be for today? I'll say probably 7 out of 10 times my weather prediction hits. Sometimes it doesn't hit. But if you want to get paid by predicting weather on a daily basis, you can do so on Kalshi by clicking the link in my description and downloading the app and using code FLACO to get $10 in your first deposit.
Suspects involved in the robbery and kidnapping of rapper Gucci Mane have been arrested. Officials say the alleged ringleader behind the attack was rapper Pooh Shiesty. Our Priscilla Olguin has been on top of this story and has the latest.
Aside from learning that the ninth and final suspect has been arrested, we've been able to obtain video which shows the FBI at Pooh Shiesty's home the day he was arrested. Take a look at that video. This happened in Memphis. Federal authorities say Shiesty was the ringleader behind the attack on Gucci Mane here in Dallas. That incident happened back in January at a music studio located off Dallas Parkway. The DOJ says Gucci Mane and 2 others were allegedly kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint. They say 9 people were involved, including Pooh Shiesty's father and Big 30. For background, Pooh Shiesty signed on to Gucci Mane's record label back in 2020. And according to the DOJ, Pooh Shiesty is the one who set up the meeting to discuss his recording contract.
As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at
That was
one point.
Gucci.
The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed.
They put the pistol to Gucci head, bro, and made him sign that shit. Hey, bro.
Other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items.
We knew from the very beginning of this indictment that Gucci Mane was snitching and working with them folks, and that Gucci Mane identified Pooh Shiesty and snitched on Pooh Shiesty. Now, Pooh Shiesty robbed Gucci Mane and an off-duty officer and a bunch of white folks who are rich while he was on an ankle monitor. So Pooh Shiesty did himself a disservice. But the thing with snitching, there ain't no halfway snitching or halfway telling, especially in this situation. You see, Gucci Mane did what he did by identifying Pooh Shiesty to the police officers and to the feds and getting Pooh Shiesty this indictment. But after the update we just got, after it was announced, the feds don't really got too much on Pooh Shiesty, his daddy, or Big 30. They don't really got that much on them. And they admitted that. They are relying heavily on witness account of things. They're relying heavily on people who were present to tell and snitch on Pooh Shiesty. That means that Gucci Mane got to take this stand or risk Pooh Shiesty walking.
New development tonight in the arrest of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. He and 8 others are charged with kidnapping rapper Gucci Mane. Shiesty's father, Lontrell Williams Sr., and another Memphis rapper known as Big 30 appeared in federal court today. Action News 5's Caitlin Miller was in the courtroom in downtown Memphis. So Caitlin, fill us in. What happened today?
Yeah, Joyce, so they're actually still in there, but what I can tell you is that a special agent from the FBI, Marcellus Hobbs, from the Dallas Violent Crimes Task Force, took the stand, and defense attorneys for Lontrell Williams Sr., Pooh Shiesty's father, and Rodney Wright Jr., also known as rapper Big 30, asked Hobbs a key question. Is there any hard evidence, like video surveillance, showing either man possessing a gun or threatening anyone? And Hobbs said no. He also testified that no concrete evidence was found in Wright's car or Williams' homes when they were arrested. But even so, the judge ruled there is still probable cause for both men and all defendants who appear today based on cell phone data, outside surveillance video, and victim statements that stand uncontested. Right now, we're still waiting for the detention decision, so we're watching to see whether they'll be held or released as we move forward.
Gucci Mane is in a lose-lose situation. He already identified Pooh Shiesty on paperwork. His reputation is already dirt. However, there is a drastic difference between identifying somebody in paperwork, and maybe you could talk your way out of that, and taking a stand, pointing at them and snitching on camera for everybody to see. You can never come back from that. Well, if these folks are admitting we don't got much on these people, we don't got much physical evidence on them, what we do have though is witness account of things, witness statements, people who are gonna take the stand and testify. If Gucci Mane doesn't testify, because Gucci Mane was the one who was in the room with Pooh Shiesty when he got robbed, he was the only one there. So if Gucci Mane doesn't take that stand and doesn't testify on Pooh Shiesty, well, Pooh Shiesty can walk. And if Pooh Shiesty walks or get found not guilty, Well, Pooh Shiesty is coming home as an absolute living legend because the streets know Pooh Shiesty did it. Gucci Mane, one, you told for no reason initially because your name is in that paperwork. So now people is looking at you as a snitch, and the person you told them got no consequences and they free.
Damn.
And that may have implications because if you don't take the stand, well,
that's cold-blooded.
Guess what? You're telling them folks that you signed that contract under duress. The contract released for Pooh Shiesty, Gucci saying I signed that under duress. Well, if you don't take the stand and you don't cooperate any longer, well, Pooh Shiesty got you on camera signing that contract. He can say, I didn't do that under duress. Like, I didn't put put no gun on Gucci Mane's head and made him release me from my contract. He lying. I went to court, federal court, and got found not guilty of this. Now, Gucci Mane risked Pooh Shiesty walking free from the contract, beating the Fed case, becoming the biggest rapper on the planet, and Gucci Mane gets nothing. But if Gucci Mane do go to court and take that stand, well, guess what? Now Gucci Mane's reputation is done forever. Gucci Mane can never show his face again in hip hop. Gucci Mane is now a pariah, is now ostracized from hip hop forever. Now, based on who you're talking to, Gucci Mane got support on one end of hip hop, while the other end of hip hop is saying it ain't cool what you doing.
And committed kidnapping in violation of that. Chat, is Gucci's career done? Gucci's a victim of a kidnapping. According to this federal agent, Gucci helped them identify the culprits.
A dozen different AI subscriptions.
Well, this nigga Gucci, bro. I don't know what the hell he gonna do, bro.
Meet the new AI.
It's gonna be a tough one.
I think Gucci should get a pass. He's from Atlanta. For Atlanta rapper not to tell, that would be breaking news. Yo, chat, it's gonna be viral the day an Atlanta rapper be like, yo, breaking news, this Atlanta rapper, with all the reasons to tell, didn't tell. Who cares? And Gucci, is Gucci a street guy anymore? This is regular Atlanta business right here. But I gotta be honest with you, Shiesty fried.
In this situation, I'm okay with whatever Gucci does.
Yeah.
I'm okay if he went in there and said, these niggas robbed me. I'm okay with that because, like I tell people all the time, Gucci, we get out of the street game and get in the rap game so that the rules do not apply to us. Now, but people say, "Oh man, Gucci sticks, man. He need to keep it to the streets and this and that right there." Well, it's not streets. When you're dealing with Atlantic Records or these big old record companies, these are banks.
Yeah.
When they gonna give you money,
Pooh Shiesty went to jail shortly after his career popped up. So let's just say, like the label gave Gucci Mane, let's say $7 million for Pooh Shiesty. He gave Pooh Shiesty that advance. Pooh Shiesty goes to jail. Pooh Shiesty is in jail. He gets another advance, let's say for like $2 million. Pooh Shiesty come home. His music is streamed. Let's just say Pooh Shiesty is $3 million in the hole. Well, if Pooh Shiesty forced Gucci Mane with a pistol to release him from out his contract, even though he has $3 million left to recoup, then Gucci Mane is the one who has that debt. Gucci Mane is the one who has to answer to that. Right? So that's why you would say, if you Gucci Mane, this ain't about no street stuff, man. Like, this is business, bro. You can't do that. You can't put no pistol to my head and make me release you out of contract where you still gotta recoup. That ain't cool. That ain't boo. Now, let's look at the evidence.
Wool are never coming back.
People are saying Gucci Mane is fried. Because if Gucci Mane did that, tell him, but he ain't ready to go the full way, he ain't ready to absolutely just burn his bridge and ruin his face card forever in hip hop, then Pooh Shiesty is coming home and walking free. Based on how the evidence is looking. Now, according to lawyer Mo, who covers a lot of these hip hop cases, he believes the feds don't really got much on Pooh Shiesty, and it relies on Gucci Mane's testimony, but if Gucci Mane don't testify,
John, what up?
Gucci Mane is still a right for identifying Pooh Shiesty, but then the man he ratted on is free,
John,
and now you gotta deal with that.
He just said this week, 9 individuals, including well-known music artists, kidnapped. This happened back on January 10th. Why is the internet wrong? Well, people who are saying that there's this guy on video pulling a gun on Gucci, if the feds have you on video pulling a gun on Gucci while you're on home confinement, not allowed to have a gun, on January 10th, you get arrested January 11th, maybe January 12th. By February, you're cooked. By March, you already violated and doing your time. This is April. Now, one thing to note, I think the fact that we're in April and this came out today is telling, because Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, was fired today, and we need to turn the page quickly. But I think this case seems, we'll see. I think obviously the feds have charged kidnapping, and the reason why you charge kidnapping is because it's not larceny. The guy didn't rob the recording deal rights. You're never gonna prove to a jury that Pooh Shiesty had a premeditated plan to fly out to Dallas, and then he's gonna pull a gun on Gucci and get Gucci to sign away the contract rights. That's ridiculous, okay? There was a lot of people in the room. Apparently, there was some violence in that room, because the most injuries that we've heard of is some guy got like choked out.
He got choked out
Okay, so something
unconscious.
happened. But then, like, beyond that, the feds haven't really put anything. I don't know if this news report is real, but I don't need a news report to tell me that there's no video of Pooh Shiesty holding a gun. Facts. Pooh Shiesty is the most important person on this indictment, the only guy the feds really care about. Facts. Pooh Shiesty allegedly had that gun on him on January 10th. Facts. Pooh Shiesty was not picked up until April 1st. Facts. They are not letting Pooh Shiesty to build a case out on some other people who they don't care about, stay out for 3 months while they have him on camera with a gun, and potentially he could have done another crime, and then they would have been never gonna happen. Okay, now, let's talk about the case, right? So, what you have in this case is a case of 6 people who have been charged, okay? And 6 people are there and present. What did each of them do? What is each of their roles? Was there a conspiracy? Did they actually plan and plot to go and be there? None of that shit is gonna get proven from the fact that the ankle monitor places him there. None of that shit is gonna get proven from the fact that you have a surveillance camera from the drugstore across the street showing people leave. None of that shit is gonna get proven by any of that. What it will come down to is witness testimony, and that's all it is. And so you're gonna see the case play out.
We've never been at a more important place in the culture than this moment right here. I would say 2024 was the last time we were at this point in the culture. But what happened? In 2024, we were at a point in the culture where I feel like the general consensus in the culture was the streets gotta go, the streets are stupid. And then coincidentally, conveniently, Kendrick Lamar drops a record where he's crip walking, he's blood walking, and now crip walking and blood walking and gangbanging is cool again. Right on time, right on cue. When we were getting ready to make that pivot, the general consensus in the culture was the streets gotta go, the streets are stupid. And then coincidentally, conveniently, Kendrick Lamar drops a record where he's crip walking, he's blood walking, and now crip walking and blood walking and gangbanging is cool again. Right on time, right on cue. When we were getting ready to make that pivot, Kendrick Lamar made gangbanging cool. Now, we're far removed from that, from that era. Now we're at the pivotal point again where, okay, it's time to make a decision. Is snitching cool or is snitching not cool? I feel like if Gucci Mane goes to that courthouse, take that stand, and comes out and survives that stand, and survives taking the stand against Pooh Shiesty, and nobody cares, and nobody treats Gucci Mane differently, and Gucci Mane still gets to come out here, tour, make music, drop hits, and he still can move around the industry freely, they'll be the death of anti-snitching. They'll be the death of it. If Gucci Mane does that, come out, and he's still allowed to operate in the industry and move around freely and do what he got to do, and he still got fans and he's still moving, because we've never seen this before. 6ix9ine came out, 6ix9ine career over with. Gunna is still denying he snitched. Gunna snitching is so dry area, it's so gray area that we don't even, like, some people think Gunna didn't snitch, while some think he did snitch. Right? Gunna came back to LA, was in the trenches after that incident, because folks are saying he didn't snitch. But if Gucci Mane take that stand, point a finger and say,
I don't think Gunna actually snitch. I mean,
get off that stand and survive, that's the death.
How did Gunna snitch, bro? He said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That man didn't snitch. He answered a question correct in court. She asked him a question. It wasn't like he went up there like telling on folk. She asked him a question.
Anti-snitching, that's the death of it. We can now move past this conversation on whether or not the culture care about snitching anymore. We don't. this is the most pivotal moment, man. And Gucci is in your corner, man, because if Gucci take that stand and rack and
Rosa.
tell them white folks that Pooh Shiesty
Rosa,
did,
what up?
Pooh Shiesty is going to jail for a very long
Roseanne.
time. If Gucci don't take that stand, Pooh Shiesty coming home. Y'all
What
let
up,
me know in the
Lex?
comment
What
section,
up?
what do you guys think? Would you guys judge Gucci if Gucci take that stand and testify? Let me know, okay? And if you enjoyed my content and you want to watch another good video, click on this video
I
right
check
here.
out Boy the Flacco, man. Let's see what else we got going on today. Young Thug might be going back to prison. Let me see. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna do that trap. I gotta do the trap video. We going to the sauce though. We're going to Celeb Sauce 21 from Brazil. That's what's up, Roseanne. How you doing? Thank you for tapping in with us tonight. Appreciate you.
Hey guys, if you want to catch more fish this season,
Yeah, I had to
make sure
work
you download
today,
the barrel.
so shit was crazy. I had to work 12 hours, so. And then plus the commute there and back, it's
I've
kind
been
of
using
like,
it to let me know not only
I wasn't able to do no videos. I could have did some in the building, but I was on a whole nother tangent today.
Hey yo, thanks for tuning into the Sauce. Your source for celebrity news. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into the Sauce. Your source for celebrity news. Do me a favor and hit that like button.
So,
and if you're not already subscribed to the channel,
I'm from
why don't you go
America.
and do that
I'm
too?
from Florida.
Alright y'all, check this out. Cardi B says that when she was a young girl, her family used to do everything in their power to keep her away from her great-grandmother Chaya, because her great-grandmother Chaya was possessed by spirits. Now, Cardi's family told her that the spirits would consume Chaya at nighttime, so that was the time never to go near Chaya. And then, one day, something very strange happened. Cardi woke up out of her sleep and realized that her whole family was a bunch of liars.
Something. Now that I'm older, I'm starting to realize that a lot of in my childhood was just a lie by ignorant old school adults. Like for example, right? My great grandmother, she started acting out of nowhere. And my family used to be like, oh my gosh, she's possessed by a spirit. And like at nighttime, they'll be like, oh, you can't be around your great grandmother, Chea, because she's possessed. That's when the spirit possesses her. And now that I'm older, I'm starting to realize she wasn't possessed by no spirit. She had Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
That was Alzheimer's all along.
Alzheimer's.
Ain't no goddamn spirit.
Now, after Cardi told that story about her grandmother allegedly being possessed by spirits, and now she's realizing that it was really Alzheimer's, people in the comment section were cracking up. And one person said, poor granny was sundowning. After that, somebody else said, I can't unlove this woman. Next, somebody else added, this is hilarious. After that, somebody else said, so true. And many of the crazy
That shit is funny. It's just awesome.
And then last but not least, somebody else said, religion be having so many Latinos living in fear and ignorance. Let me tell you something. It's not just Latinos, because the majority of my family is from the South. I mean, down, deep down South. And they used to be telling us all types of ghost stories all the time. And although some of the stories were just things that they concocted to keep us kids in check, some of the other stories were things that they actually believed, because that's what the generations before them passed down. And unfortunately, they didn't have all the information that we have today. So when grandma gets out of bed and she tiptoes out the house, and all of a sudden you look outside and she's doing a merengue under the moon, they probably thought that she was actually possessed. Classic example. When I was growing up, there was a lady that lived at the end of my block, and all the parents told us, don't go near her, she's possessed. And one day, she came outside, walking down the street, bucket naked, with nothing but a carnation in her hair. Now,
that means she was probably a crackhead. She was possessed with a crack demon. That's what that's called.
when us kids saw her, we took off running. Pew! The crazy lady. But it turns out, she wasn't crazy at all. What happened was she had black mold in the house, and right after she moved out the house, 1 year later, this woman was totally fine. But the moral of the story is this. We didn't have all that information at the time. So when the adults told us that this woman was possessed, we actually believed them. But the truth of the matter is this. As kids, we really didn't have a choice but to take off running every time we saw this woman, because we had to go off of the information that we had at the time. Listen, let me know down below.
What's the craziest story or old wives' tale that your family told you when you were growing up? Now, as you know, when Cardi was in New York the other day and performing at Madison Square Garden, she invited the Queen Bee, Lil' Kim, to make a cameo. And now, Cardi B has jumped online to say thank you to the Queen. Cardi wrote, "I can't thank you enough for joining me on stage. You are forever and always the blueprint and a queen, and you need to never forget that. F all that humble-ish. You deserve to walk in your power every day." And Lil' Kim jumped online and responded to Cardi by saying, "You already know I got you forever. Watching you step into your power is so beautiful, and I'm happy to even be a part of it. If y'all only knew, Cardi really the big sister."
Trapaholics, real trap shit.
I was like, this is her moment. I was scared, but you pushed me anyway. Cardi was like, "Girl, put that on and let's go."
She is like the love of my life. Y'all don't even know. Like, she makes me laugh. Y'all don't know. We talk a lot.
Okay.
People have no idea. But like, she's my little sister, but she's really my big little sister. Like, no, it's facts. Cause she's like, believe it or not, she directs me on language like, "No, this is what I want you to do." And I'm like, "But why? What are we doing?" It's like, yeah, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
And then like, we just laugh a lot.
See, this is actually fascinating to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Cardi B is out in these New York streets getting a love that I believe that Nicki Minaj always wanted. But here's the thing. When Nicki Minaj came into the game, she was operating based on old rap rules, which is this. In order to take the throne, you gotta knock down the queen. So, when Nicki Minaj came out, she went straight for Kim's head. But Cardi B has proven that things are changing, and that's not how you get the throne. The way that you get the throne now is to extend the olive branch, because Kim was ready to hand over the keys to the kingdom. So now, I'm sitting over here thinking that if Nicki Minaj would have entered
Trapaholics, real trap shit.
the game a little differently and embraced Kim, she would have unified the 5 boroughs and gotten a love that Cardi's now getting. But instead, Nicki came into the game like it was the Game of Thrones. But, like I said before, times are changing, and people are trying to come together, just like all the old heads, including Onyx and Fredro Starr and DMC did when they got together and did a cypher in front of the old Coliseum the other day.
Hold on, y'all gotta get this other phone.
But it's not only the Queens ninjas that are coming together, because now the Queens ninjas like LL Cool J are also extending the love to Staten Island to make sure that the Wu-Tang Clan gets put into the Hall of Fame.
Fans worldwide, Wu-Tang Clan alert. Make sure you vote for Wu-Tang Clan to get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They absolutely deserve it. Made some of the most classic music, great artists, great lyrics, great songs, great movement. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you go to rockhall.com, vote for Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I'm saying? Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Peace. Salute.
But get this. It's not only the Queens ninjas showing mad love to the Queens ninjas, and then those Queens ninjas showing love to Staten Island, but now ninjas in Iran are sending love, saying that they're standing in solidarity with the black hip-hop community, because just like Nipsey Hussle said, the marathon continues.
They say it's black on black crime, but it's what Martyr is alive, remember, from Iran to black community. You know everything, you know who is the real killer of our loved ones and yours. Having begun is blessing and now we are involved with everything. This is Victory Lab, marathon continues.
The marathon continues. This slogan was created by the Honorable Martyr Lake Yusuf. And not many know that it's representing the culture of resistance and martyrdom. We, the Iranian people, are in the middle of war with the United States and Israel. We gather here tonight to show you that we have way more in common than you think. One God, one blood, and one enemy. Marathon continues. Peace.
That right there is wild, because they jumped on the mic and said, listen, black people, we don't have no problems with y'all. We know who's causing these problems, and it's not you. Now, I want y'all to notice something very important. A lot of times, people highlight the negative and destructive influences of hip-hop. But what we just witnessed was how a genre that was started by impoverished people in the Bronx spread across the world till now. You got a whole bunch of people standing over there in Iran during the middle of a serious conflict, quoting Nipsey Hussle saying the marathon continues while sending mad love to the black hip-hop community. Come on now. That right there is a testimony in and of itself and shows the positive aspects of hip-hop and its ability to bridge the gap between cultures and spread love across the land. Okay, so I don't know whether or not 50 Cent has been touched by the spirits of Easter present, Easter past, and Easter future, but 50 Cent is over there moving different because the other day, he jumped online, humbled himself, and shared a little prayer. 50 Cent said, Father God, forgive me for my sins. Forgive me for eating so much peanut butter and jelly. I'm a big ASS-ish now. Father God, forgive my enemies for misunderstanding me. Allow your light to shine so bright within me that my aura glows. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. But despite being in the Spirit, 50 Cent also felt the need to post the fact that for the month of March, he was the highest streamed rapper on YouTube Music by far, with 164 million spins over T.I. who had 63.7, Jay-Z who had 58.9, Rick Ross who had 40 million, Diddy who had 25.5 million, Ja Rule who had 21.7 million, Fabulous who still got 17.9 million, Dave East who came in with 7.04 million, Damani who got 4.30 million, Jim Jones who had 3.75 million spins,
Damani got more.
who actually got a record-breaking 1.86 million spins, and Mano, who came in with 1.74 million spins. Listen, let me ask you all a question. Why is Diddy on that list? Who didn't get the memo? Anyhow, after 50 Cent posted the numbers, he wrote, I told you on the algorithm, YouTube streaming for March 2026 is not about the numbers. Okay, if you say so. Laughing out loud. Now, when Rick Ross saw that, he was over there and he was like, nah, he ain't getting away with this. So he jumped in 50's comment section and he wrote, he doesn't own his publishing. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, as you know, a few days ago, Charleston White attended Drewski's reunion. And while he was there, Young Thug and his boys approached him, put the press on him, and backed him into a corner. Now, when Young Thug and them had him cornered, Charleston White is now claiming that Young Thug brandished a weapon and threatened his life. Whether or not this is true, who knows? Because we all know how Charleston's mind works. There's a little bit of fact mixed in with a whole lot of fantasy. Anyhow, what we do know for a fact is that words were exchanged and no one got hurt because security stepped in and de-escalated the situation. But now, Charleston White has made it his mission to muddy up Young Thug's name and also try to get the feds to rearrest and lock up Young Thug once again. So, in order to...
Oh, we got a Goofy. We got a Goofy, you gotta go, bro. Get the goofy ass off the stream, nigga. Get your punk ass down, bitch.
To accomplish his mission.
Find something
First,
safe to do,
Charleston
nigga.
White jumped online and said that he was going to be known as the
And I got
ninja
down,
who put Jeffrey
deleted
Williams
the wrong
Jr.,
person, but
aka
your ass gotta go,
back in jail.
bitch.
Next, he taunted Young Thug by saying that he's undefeated when it comes to biatching these rappers, and also said that he even went so far as to disrespect Young Thug's girlfriend. And now, Charleston White is claiming that he's a cop, aka a citizen on patrol. And the real reason why Young Thug is over there all mad is because when Thug was locked up, The police actually put Charleston White on assignment and had him expose what was really going on between Young Thug and Gunna, particularly the fact that while Thug was in jail, he allegedly had Gunna still paying for his attorney, Brian Steele.
I get booked to be on the reunion of Drewski's Could Have Been Love. So they had the reunion this past weekend. So the producer hit me up and said, man, you gonna be on the show? Yeah. So I get there about 7:30, and between 7:30 and 8. Around about 9:30, I heard Drewski say, Lil Baby and Thug is here. So I get up, go check the surveillance, make sure I see. I'm scanning the area looking for him. But because there was so much chaos and drama with the fighting and going crazy, that mentally and psychologically draining, I completely forgot he was here. They waited for me at least 2 hours. They wait 2 hours. I'm sitting down way off as the show was wrapping up, and everybody said their goodbyes, everybody taking a goodbye picture, everybody getting the Ubers. The producers wrapping up, they taking it to the camera off. I'm by myself. Way out. Nobody invisible. All of a sudden, when I stand up and turn around, guess who there? I'm talking about they standing over my head. They standing over my head, breaking to me, but I don't know they're there. I don't know they're there. I'm looking at my phone. I just stand up, and when I stand up, them ain't there. Me and Thug down there nose to nose. He tall and musty. Bitch ass nigga say,
Bro say he tall and musky, bro. Boy, Charleston White a fool, boy.
We step on.
That nigga's a fool.
In my mind, I'm waiting to wake up and see God or the doctor after I heard step. I just know they feel boom, boom, boom. They all talk. It's about 5, 4, 5. Really kind of hovered over, circle around, went up to my face and say, we step on. Yeah, we step on. I'm just waiting. Boom. Let me ease in my pocket. I take a couple steps back, they let me ease in my pocket. Do it. Do it. On it. You ain't gonna step on nothing else. So now I see they bluffing. Oh, they bluffing? Let me bully these. Oh, they bluffing now. They ain't ready for that mate. No gun.
I believe he had a gun. The people that was with me believe he had a gun. Because if he didn't have a gun, why would he make the threat saying that I could lose my life tonight if he didn't have a gun? And if they didn't have a gun, why did they wait 15 minutes after the event was closed as if they were sitting and waiting on me?
I ain't gonna lie, this nigga Charleston White really know how to fuck, like, how to get himself in the algorithm. That shit, this man's genius at that shit, though. I hope it's worth it.
You know what made him leave? Them Miami, bro. I told y'all I got some Miami. Go about me. Man, I got some Miami to do. And they some big dogs. Them big dogs showed up. And guess what thugs them do? Crawl like cats, turn into cats.
Code connects pixels to language. So speed accelerates creativity without sacrificing the...
That's all I'm saying. So, thug, your ass in trouble, boy. You should have stayed where you were. You didn't have no motherfucking business coming up to Drewski's reunion. Cause guess what? It's all documented on footage. You approached me with threats of danger. I'm a cop. One of the bravest cops you ever meet in your lifetime, boy. A citizen on patrol with arresting powers. Listen, as of right now, I'm undefeated. Can't nobody beat me. I done ran into every rapper y'all thought was somebody. Listen, I disrespect Thug, baby's mama. I disrespect everything about Young Thug.
Young Thug gonna be a problem.
Yeah, Young Thug will be a problem. I don't know what he's mad at. I don't know what Jeffrey mad about. Only thing I can assume Jeffrey mad is because right after the trial, Thug came home acting like he was a big bad tough trying to shame Gunner, and the law enforcement of Atlanta didn't like that. The district attorney's office didn't like that. So some kind of way I got some information about Thug and Gunner. That Thug wanted everybody to think he was praying for Brian Steele. Well, he wasn't. He was broke. Remember, his sister said it froze the boy money. Remember when they came in and put the RICO charge on, they froze his bank accounts where he couldn't get no money. Who do you think was paying for that lawyer, Brian Steele? Gunner. That's why Gunner got out and hit the road and was working. Thug didn't want nobody to know that. Well, the police wanted me to tell the people that. So I came out and I did interviews and I did everything the police told me to say to him. I told the truth about the case and everything. Thug was mad.
Let me tell you something. Charleston White is a duplicitous, shady ninja because what he's doing is very dangerous. If you notice, he didn't say that he saw Young Thug with a weapon, but instead he's over there saying he must have had a weapon. He had to have a weapon. Why would he do this if he didn't have a weapon? And the reason why he's doing that is to get the feds' attention so they can say that Young Thug violated his probation and put him back in jail. You know something? As far as I'm concerned, Charleston White is a cornball. Because if there's one thing that you don't do, it's this. You don't play with another man's freedom just because you had a little tiff that turned into a spat and all of a sudden you got a little shook. But here's the thing. I don't even understand why all of these hip-hop dudes are even engaging with Charleston White. Because Charleston White is not hip-hop. He's a funny little two-faced dude who has the feds on speed dial, who got out of jail and realized that he can make a few coins on the internet, and now he's a social media influencer. So why y'all even dealing with this dude anyway? And for all of the people out there who are like, nah, so you don't understand. Charleston be playing around, but
Trapaholics, real trap shit.
He does a whole lot of good for the community. Yeah, I'm sure he does. But at the same time, he also does a whole lot of harm. And while he may have had a clear agenda when he first started, now this dude is over there confusing himself. But since we mentioned Drewski's reunion, let me tell you this. Marlon Wayans says that he's now looking in Drewski's direction for a potential role in White Chicks 2. Because after Drewski did such a phenomenal job portraying a conservative Republican white woman who Erica Kirk seems to think is Erica Kirk, Marlon Wayans said, yo, if Scary Movie 6 does well like we hope it does, we gonna run it back. White Chicks 2. We might add Drewski, long-lost sibling. What do y'all think? Should Drewski be the White Chicks' long-lost sibling? Alright, so check this out. Finesse Two Times has some dating advice for all you people out there in 2026 who are looking for a good mate. According to Finesse, it should only take 90 days for you to date someone in order for you to figure out whether or not that person is a scrub or if they're the one for you.
Don't date too long. Don't date too long. Get them a 90-day subscription. 3-month subscription. That's all a motherfucker should get out of your life. It's 3 months, 90 days. It's all you get in your life. In 90 days, you will know if a motherfucker is meant for you or not. Move that ass up. Don't waste no time. It's 2026. Ain't too many lawyers. And they gonna show you. In 90 days, they gonna show you. Now, if you wanna be a damn fool and go past that 90 days, I'm gonna give them a little time to get. You do. You try to 6 months. You know it.
Dude.
There's gonna be pussy with 90 days. There's no room for you to be able to say, you know what? Well, you was some good. You was some good feed. But you ain't some good meat. No, I can get them. I'm sorry. And the girl was cool. The little pretty girl with the long hair. She was cool, pretty nice, the girl. I had her dad in jail for 9 years. But you ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. And that you need your
I don't know what he be talking about.
I'm sorry. We can't be together. And you ain't even not considered an ex. You was just a subscription. a 90-day subscription. If you make it past 90 days, then you have about a lifetime, or possibly lifetime subscription.
Listen, I think that Finesse Two Times is absolutely right, because some of y'all men and women are wasting too much time on the wrong people, when what you should be doing is treating these people like they're an Amazon Prime free trial subscription. You order what you want, and if they don't deliver that package within a certain amount of time, cancel that subscription and move on. Next. Alright, so in light of the fact that Pooh Shiesty is now sitting in jail for allegedly kidnapping and robbing Gucci Mane, old footage of Pooh Shiesty on the phone lying to his parole officer saying that he was in the house when he was actually outside spinning a block has now surfaced online.
I'm Troy Williams, yeah, I'm in the house. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, man. Checking the bill. That's what I did. That was straight. Y'all get up.
Let me tell you something. Either the parole officer is mad dumb or he was giving this man a pass. Because I'm sorry, but when I'm on the phone with people, I can tell whether or not they're in the house or if they're in the car. Listen, let me know down below. When you're talking to somebody on the phone, can you tell whether or not they're in the house or in the car? Now, if Pooh Shiesty was really smart, instead of being out in these streets riding around in the car lying to his parole officer, his behind would have been in the house watching Dave Chappelle and taking heed to his prediction.
Then I see something. You get out of jail. You walking out, you are earning the bird. Hold up. I seen something, and 6 weeks later, you going right back into jail. For the same.
But I guess it's like May says, if you're a real thug who's on that street time, you're supposed to go to jail.
People would love to turn up swing like that. And then when that's like that, they're like, oh, I don't want to be tricked out of my position. No, you're a thug, you're supposed to go to jail. What are you talking about?
What do y'all think? Is Mace over there speaking facts? Now, check this out, because this one is absolutely ridiculous. Mano, Jim Jones, and Fabulous were having a conversation the other day, and they were talking about eating hot dogs. And they said that when they eat hot dogs, they actually have to order the hot dogs on a DL and then go somewhere and hide, like in a dark bathroom, so that nobody sees them eating a wiener and accidentally mistakenly thinks that they're gay. Alright, so I'm gonna say something, and I'm telling you right now, I'm standing on this 100%. I don't care what anybody has to say in the comment section. And what I have to say is this. If you're a grown behind man and you're so insecure in your sexuality that you can't eat a hot dog in public and you have to go hide in a dark bathroom stall, then guess what, sir? You have tendencies. Because no man in his sexuality is putting on a pair of dark shades and a hoodie, tiptoeing into Nathan's Franks, and then getting a hot dog on the DL, just so they can go home and hide in the closet to eat it. Now, coincidentally, while Jim Jones and Mano and all of them were in the studio talking about hot dogs, it just so happened that Kodak Black was talking about hot dogs too, because he jumped on stage and dropped this classic bar. Okay, so after people heard Kodak Black say, I'm a Wagyu hot dog on stage, they were like, did he just say what I thought he said? Yes, he did. And I'm telling you, those types of lyrics may go down in history right next to the remix that Tank just dropped on Tyrese about the turtleneck. Because yesterday, Tank jumped back online and posted the following. Now, I know Tank is over there playing around and clowning Tyrese even more, but if Tank actually drops that as a single, with that beat banging in the background, that mess is going to be playing in clubs for years to come. Now, get this. The other day, Jamie Foxx proved that you could call a restaurant to order your food, ask the person on the phone to sing a little riff, and make a hit song about lemon pepper all at the same time.
200 lemon pepper, barbecue wings, 2 yesterday. Baby, go ahead and go on there. Lemon peppers. What? You doing it like that? What's your name? Cameron, give me some more. Baby, you gonna be surprised when I come up there and get them wings. I'm coming to get these wings myself. Give me one more time. Let me hear you sing lemon pepper one time. Lemon pepper. You gonna be surprised when I come up there. Just give me one lemon pepper. Just sing it one time. Just sing lemon pepper one time. It's a surprise. Just sing lemon pepper one time. Lemon pepper. Oh, we coming. All right. So we got it. What else you got?
Whatever flavor?
No, whatever flavor you got here.
We got garlic parmesan, Hawaiian, mild, spicy Korean.
The garlic.
Mango habanero. Louisiana rub.
Let me try 100. Let me try 100 mango, whatever that was. But I wanna give me another 200 lemon peppers. Black people got talent everywhere.
Jamie got that right because he just so happens to be one very talented individual. All right, so get this. Young Miami wants to know who she needs to speak to after she went to the gas station and had to pay $125 for 24 gallons of gas.
Who do I talk to about these? I need to talk to somebody. For real. $125.
Let me tell you something. After Young Miami finds out who the person is that she needs to speak to, I want to speak to him too. Because I went to the gas station the other day and saw how much a gallon of gas was, and I said, you know what? Give me 2 gallons. I'm dead serious. You know how you be over there looking at the numbers and squeezing the gas gun with your finger right on the trigger just so you can time it just right and you don't go 1 cent over? That's how I was. I was making sure I didn't give those people not 1 extra penny. I mean, for real. Pulling up to the gas station nowadays feels like this.
This is a sticker. These punks out here robbing your ass. This is a sticker. Paying $5 for a gallon of gas. Yeah. This is a sticker. Put your hands up. Pull out your wallet and shut the cuff up. You mark ass busters. Cause this is a sticker. As soon as you pull up to the pump,
But what can we do about it? I guess the only thing that we can do about it is pray.
Come on, how do you belly? Come on, I command you to come down in Jesus' name. Come on. 469 is too hot. Come on, receive this deliverance. Come on. I decree and I declare that you come down in Jesus' name. He said that he's given us the faith. If we have the faith the size of a mustard seed, that any mountain.
We gotta run that back. We gotta run that shit back, bro. This shit funny as fuck.
But what can we do about it? I guess the only thing that we can do about it is pray.
Come on, how do you belly? Come on, I command you to come down in Jesus' name. Come on. 469 is too hot. Come on, receive this deliverance. Come on. I decree and I declare. He's given us the faith. If we have the faith,
Oh my God.
that any mountain, so I speak to this mountain right now, and I declare about the power and by the authority of Jesus that you come down. Jesus said, come on.
This man is praying at the gas pump, bro. This shit is funny.
gas go down. Gas, gas go down. Woo. Let the gas go down, bro. Woo.
Why was my man over there putting the oil on the gas pumps? And then, after somebody saw the first dude praying over the gas pumps saying, I command you to come down, they jumped in the comment section and said, that pump got the spirit of disobedience. I am done. But as always, the internet wasn't done. Because after that, somebody jumped online and posted a clip saying that if these gas prices keep going up the same way they are, we gonna be out here like it's the Wild Wild West, lassoing cars like this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's too expensive. Now I gotta hitch me a ride. Throw my lasso at your side, though. Yeah. Now I'm driving for free 99. All you gotta do is get to a rope down, leave a little loop, and get to throwing. Cause if gas prices keep going up on that lasso, it's the only way you're getting where you're going.
I'm telling you, things are getting real out here. Anyhow, I came across a clip recently that proves that right now, as a community, we are not focusing on the right things. As a matter of fact, we're focusing on the wrong things. Alright, so this is what happened. A while back, there was a party in Houston, and I mean, everybody's at the party, they getting their swerve on, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Spider-Man shows up on the roof, and he too starts joining in on the party, and he's up there doing his thing. But here's the thing that's strange. Instead of everybody in the comment section wondering why Spider-Man was up on the roof at the party in Houston, nobody was focused on Spider-Man. Instead, they all wanted to know why the 65-year-old white woman who's in the middle of the frame was at the party. For example, one person said, who let their grandmother out there on the scene? And then somebody else was like, the after shorty doing at the function. And then after that, somebody else was like, Aunt May popping out. I am done. Why in the world are we focusing on a white woman when Spider-Man is on the roof? And last but not least, we want to wish Eddie Murphy happy birthday, because on April 3rd of this year, Eddie Murphy just celebrated the big 6'5". Now, Eddie didn't do anything extravagant or lavish, but instead, he just celebrated with a low-key party with family and friends.
All right, is everybody ready? Happy birthday to you. That's right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you. That's what we were singing.
Listen, shout out to Eddie Murphy, happy birthday, and we wish you many more. And thank you for all the years of laughs. Let me tell you something. Sitting here watching Eddie Murphy turn 65 is making me feel mad old, because I'm thinking back to when we were kids and Eddie Murphy dropped Raw in 1987, and now I'm sitting over here thinking, oh my goodness, that was 39 years ago. Oh, time flies. Anyhow, let me know what you think about everything that we discussed in this video, and while you're down there, leave a comment.
Alright, y'all check out Celeb Sauce 2124. We gotta go check out this trap video. I gotta do this one. I'm gonna do this one, and then I'll probably get out of here, y'all. Yeah, we checking out Trap More Ross channel, oriented by Trap Laura Ross. Y'all checking Trap More Ross.
Folks, the UFO files are getting absolutely out of control. I've covered on this channel so many UFO space technology experts that have either gone missing or been murdered in very, very suspicious circumstances. And apparently this is just the tip of the iceberg. The UFO community are digging deeper and deeper into some allegations that the government has really come in contact with extraterrestrial life. One of the craziest allegations that I've seen that I'm going to talk to you about in this video is that there are actually rumors, there are genuine people in mainstream media that are actually involved in the government, have been close to some of these programs, that are actually saying that extraterrestrial beings have been found and captured. There's been unidentified flying objects that have actually been shot down by the military. And I can't even believe this, but they're actually saying that apparently there are even programs to try and breed these extraterrestrial life forms that they have captured with humans. This is, I know I sound crazy, but this is actually what they're talking about. They're saying, right, just listen to this. Don't even take it from me. Don't even call me crazy. Let's just listen to this, okay? This is wild, okay? So, look, I don't even know where to start with this one. It's actually crazy, okay? We're basically, Representative Tim Burchett, this is somebody actually in the government, is basically claiming that there are actually alien breeding programs. I can't believe one. Just listen.
Okay, I want to play you a soundbite. Former colleague of yours, Matt Gaetz, making some pretty shocking statements yesterday about aliens. Take a look.
I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. Aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs with humans that had been abducted from war zones and from even the caravans of migrants.
All right.
That's someone in the government. He's really said that they're breeding migrants with aliens. What the fuck?
I mean, you know, I don't have the tinfoil hat on just yet, Congressman, but I'm wondering, you know, kind of how you react to that, because you are connected, you're on the UFO subcommittee. I mean, I'm just wondering what you make of that. Have you heard anything like that?
Well, I'm still a member of Congress, so I can't really comment too much on what Matt said. But I will say this.
Wait, seriously? Are you being serious, or is that
I'm being 100% serious. Okay. I'm being 100% serious. I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is. And I just tell you this, if they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up, you'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. Well, I was briefed. I'll just tell you this. I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and it would have set the earth on. This country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard. They would demand answers, and they do, and we need to. But you know, it's never going to get. Unfortunately, it just keeps getting covered up, and the people that know are dying or disappearing, as the case may be.
Wow.
And for the record, I'm not suicidal, and I don't take risks.
What the fuck? He's saying, I'm not suicidal, I can't even comment on this, my clearance is too high, but some of the things that I have seen, if the public knew them, they would be demanding results and answers. It's actually scary. It's actually scary that that's what they're saying. They say we need to protect this man. He ended that by saying, I'm not suicidal. Noticing patterns could be hazardous to your health. I'm scared. They're saying most of the bribed, lying reptilians are in Congress. They're saying this interview was more chilling than the others with Burchett. He sounds freaked out by what he's been briefed on. He's been briefed on some shit. He's scared. He says, I am not suicidal. I'm saying this on Newsmax. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance recently spoke on the UFO files and his personal beliefs about aliens, and this was just as chilling. Look at this. J.D. Vance said they're demons. He said, I think they're demons. Look at this. It's insane.
You're going to release all the UFO files? We're working on it. It's funny. When I came in, I was obsessed with the UFO files. And then you start getting really busy worrying about the economy and national security and things like that. But I've still got 3 more years as vice president. I will get to the bottom of the UFO files.
Okay. Have you peeked? Have you done a peek?
Have I what?
Have you done a peek? I mean, like, you know.
So I actually haven't. I have
full
not.
Independence Day.
I have not been able to spend enough time on this to really understand it, but I'm going to. Trust me, I'm obsessed with this. I've already had a couple of times where I'm like, all right, we're going to Area 51, we're going out to New Mexico, we're just going to get to the bottom of this, and then the timing of the trip just didn't work out. But trust me, Anybody who's curious about this, I'm more curious than anybody, and I've got 3 years of the very, very tippy top of the classification. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so you haven't been to Area 51 yet?
Not yet.
Some
Not
people
yet.
say they keep UFOs in Ohio. They might.
Yeah, Hangar 18, right? I've heard that as well, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay, all right. Well, we're waiting for it. We saw aliens. We saw aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a long discussion.
Well, I can't let you go without it qualifying. Because Barack Obama is on this podcast and he goes, yeah, aliens are real, but like, here's where they're not. And, you know, and so Obama says, he gets asked point blank, are aliens real? Oh, yeah. And he goes, but they're not at Area 51. And
where are they?
Well, that's what he says. Right, it's a great question. Trump had to go say it, and he said it's going to be classified.
Okay.
So you think they're demons?
Well, look, I think that celestial beings who fly around, who do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, everything is otherworldly, to describe it as aliens, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there, and there are things that are very difficult to explain. And I naturally go, when I hear about sort of extra natural phenomenon, that's where I go to, is the Christian understanding that, you know, there's a lot of good out there, but there's also some evil out there. And I think that one of the devil's great tricks is to convince people he never existed.
But he thinks they're demons. He doesn't think they're aliens. He thinks they're literal demons from hell. This is the vice president, all right? The tinfoil hat. I need to get some tinfoil to put around my lovely Mariners hat here that apparently I'm not allowed to wear. It is insane. Okay, so there's more. Okay, Representative Anna Paulina Luna sent this viral letter to the Defense Department seeking answers to this. She sent a letter to Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth requesting over 40 specific UAP videos. Basically said the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets Task Force is continuing. Let's just leave that one. Could I put on Do Not Disturb? Unidentified aerial phenomena, the continued lack of transparency surrounding these anomalies, the potential national security threat they pose is troubling. On September the 9th, 2025, the task force held a hearing focused on these concerns. Whistleblowers informed the task force that the AARO possesses additional records of potential UAP sightings. Continue the investigation, the task force requests certain video files related to these sightings. The lack of disclosure regarding the very real threat posed by UAPs in and around the US restricted airspace is concerning. The task force found responses from the AARO when questioned about UAP sightings and provided data less than adequate. They didn't give enough info. The presence in and around these sensitive airspaces of US military installations proposes a threat of security to the armed forces. So they're saying, look, if it's the aliens, if it's the Iranians, we don't give a shit. We need to know what's going on with this. And it lists all these UAP sightings in videos that have been requested and weren't delivered. A 4 UAP formation in Iran, a Syrian UAP instant acceleration, a UAP USO formation, Wiley 2X, I don't know what that means, a cigar-shaped or fat spherical UAP in 2022, and the list goes on, all right? Erratic movement remix, spherical UAP in and out of the clouds, pulsing over the water, one in the clouds, a voodoo 4 times UAP. I don't even know where they're getting these names from.
To publish your book, you could reach 3 billion more readers.
Crazy, bro.
J.D. Vance is saying they're demons. This is saying they're naming some of these UAPs voodoos. What the hell are we talking about? This one's a warlock. They've seen them in Kabul. Dozens of these. Footage of UAP captured by a 5th generation aircraft. So the highest performing aircrafts in the US military are capturing these. And it never ends. There's dozens of them. 46 versions, 46 instances that have not been provided. Okay? People saying very important milestone. Just 10 years ago, this would be unthinkable. Thanks to all the collective effort in the UAP community, this is an official request. Exciting times. Says, oh, so they did shoot a UAP over Lake Huron in February the 12th, 2023. Insane how everyone forgot this incident after they said it was Chinese balloons. Caught my eye too. Don't forget, people, 3 objects after the balloon, NORAD commander said we're not calling them balloons for a reason. They weren't balloons, they was UFOs, UAPs, all right? Unidentified aerial phenomenon, spherical UAP, erratic movement, knee remix is a killer song, mate. It's insane. Okay, it would be funny if people were dying and going missing. Now, one major incident listed in the letter is the shoot down over Lake Huron, which was mentioned there, and this also coincided with another shoot down of a UFO in Yukon, Canada. Look at this; it's in the news
tonight. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announcing a U.S. fighter jet took out an unidentified object over the Yukon, scrambling both Canadian and U.S. aircraft.
The Air Force are shooting down UFOs over Canada. This is real. That's the Prime Minister of Canada opening up about this.
After coordinating with President Biden Saturday afternoon, just one day after another unidentified object was shot down over Alaskan waters, with recovery efforts underway in the Arctic and more questions than answers about who owned it, why it was there, and what capabilities it may have had.
We don't have any information that would confirm a stated purpose for this object.
President Biden ordered U.S. fighter jets to take it out with a missile just hours after learning about it. But already some key differences emerging with the Chinese balloon blasted out of the sky a week ago. First, in size.
It was much, much smaller than the spy balloon that we took down last Saturday.
Closer to a small car versus the Chinese spy balloon, which was 200 feet tall with a satellite on the bottom as large as a regional jet. The unmanned object Friday was also taken down much faster, about 24 hours after first being detected, compared to the 8-day journey the balloon took before being hit over the Atlantic. And then there's the elevation.
The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight.
Much lower than the Chinese balloon, parts of which are still being recovered off the coast of South Carolina.
We have located a significant amount of debris so far that will prove helpful to our further understanding of this balloon and its surveillance capabilities.
The retrieval efforts in Alaska complicated by treacherous conditions, with searches being done through ice and snow. Part of the mystery, if it's not another balloon, what could it be and from where?
I think it's more likely to be harmless than a active Chinese intelligence collection effort.
So look, we don't know. We don't know what it is, all right? It's insane. It's actually insane. People say, I don't believe for a minute they don't know what's happening. They just aren't telling the public. Whatever it was or whoever sent it's probably just testing our response time. It is scary, okay? TMZ would investigate this incident deeply as well. Okay, oh sorry, TWZ, not TMZ, we flipped it on them, okay? This says, secret memo raises more questions about UFO shoot-downs over Alaska, Canada. A memo to Justin Trudeau provided insights and prompts additional questions about the mysterious aerial engagements last February, okay? Let's... This is a long one. Let's lock this in, okay? It says, following the shoot down of 3 unidentified objects in 3 days over Alaska, the Yukon and Lake Huron in February, and the downing of a Chinese spy balloon off the coast of South Carolina a week earlier, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had a secret memo laying out how the Canadian government was responding to the Yukon incident. It stated the full exploitation of whatever the US Air Force shot down over the waters of Alaska had not yet been completed. They don't want to know what it is. Reports said a few days later the US called off a search for a wreckage of the downed object. Exactly what type of intelligence exploration this is unclear. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. We called off the search, didn't find anything. Don't worry about it. Don't even ask about this again. Don't ever ask about this ever again, and don't request these footages either. That's what they're saying. Okay, the memorandum from the Prime Minister transmitted on Valentine's Day, funnily enough, was obtained by the Canadian TV news outlet through Freedom of Information request. It basically said they verified that the North American Aerospace Defense Command numbered unknown objects sequentially to track every detected object not immediately identified. Upon cross-examination, most objects found to be innocuous and don't meet the higher threshold for higher reporting engagement. Don't worry about it, doesn't matter. But the memo identified it as UAP-23. It was the 23rd unidentified radar track by NORAD over North America at that point that year that was classified as UAP, and it did rise to a high level of concern given that it was shot down. It was bad enough, it was serious enough that they shot it down. And this is actually the document explaining some of this stuff. They have no idea Object 23's function, method, or propulsion or affiliation with a nation state is unverified. They have no idea where it came from, and they have no idea what technology it was using. That is absolutely insane. It was shot down by a US Air Force F-22 Raptor. The remains were unverified, unknown whether it posed an armed threat or has intelligence collection capabilities. They don't know anything. We'll tell you what, they definitely don't want you to know anything. That is what's going on. So the Canadian Air Force were doing a search effort to find it, and they said it was unlikely we're going to find it. Don't worry about it. Just forget this ever happened. Okay, they're saying that they were concerned indigenous hunters might accidentally find the UFO object during their caribou hunt, and they basically scrambled fighter jets to try and find this thing. It's actually insane. Okay, it's actually very, very insane. So there's been a lot of questions about what it is. Could it have collected intelligence for different countries? During the February 11th news conference, the Canadian Defence Minister said the unknown object was a small cylindrical object smaller than the Chinese spy balloon that was flying at 40,000 feet when it was shot down. So there was an official brief on the matter where they basically said that there was an operation between the Canadian fighter jets and the US fighter jets, and they basically said the team was instructed, whoever had the first best shot, take it out. That's what they said. It also mentioned another UAP shoot down by an F-22 over the water in the northeastern corner of Alaska. That was described as UAP-20. There's a whole bunch of them, all right? The full exploitation of UAP-20, which was engaged, has also not yet been completed. Just don't worry about it. Apparently that object broke into pieces once it hit the frozen sea ice off of Prudhoe Bay, just off of Alaska. And they're saying again, the US called off the search, right? They're wondering what it means about full exploitation. They're saying that it could be foreign material exploitation. They basically say that they have to pick up all of these evidence of these things. It's critical to major adversary intelligence revelations. So they basically have to make sure this ain't the Russians or the Chinese doing some crazy stuff over our waters. It is actually insane, okay? And there's been a whole bunch of these F-35 fighter jets that are capturing full videos of these things. They're looking at the radio frequencies in their sensor systems, and they don't want to release the videos of it. They have footage of all of the UAP sightings. Absolutely, just it has been recorded by the fighter jets. They've got it. They just don't want you to see it. Okay, It's crazy. They've been trying to say, "Oh, we tried to capture that stuff in Alaska. It was on top of sea ice. It's
around. Somebody gonna hack that shit and release that shit.
Feet, the size of a small car, it was shot down because at that altitude it was perceived as a threat. They described that number 20 object as cylindrical and silverish grey. That sounds like your classic UFO. They're saying all I can say is it wasn't flying with any sort of propulsion. So if it was balloon-like, well, we just don't have enough at this point. And these details are completely different from what they were told about the Chinese spy balloon. They basically, described it completely different. That balloon was able to maneuver. It was the size of a small airliner, and it traveled between 60 and 70,000 feet. So basically, a lot of speculation has been made about what these could have been. All these different UAPs, number 21 and number 22. They don't want to talk about that. It says the object shot down over Lake Huron might have seemed to be a relatively small balloon based on the radio communications, but basically no one wants to give any information. The NORAD said that they would not be addressing the memo. I would caution that one internal document from February the 15th, it might not have the most accurate information about events during those periods. So they're saying, ignore the document that had some information. It doesn't have accurate information, and we won't be giving you any more information whatsoever. That is scary, honestly, that is scary. And they've made a whole bunch of requests to Congress for more information about these shoot downs. They're not providing any of it. They don't want you to see any of it, okay? Everybody's confused. Now, what's really interesting is some audio recordings of the pilots as they intercepted that object over Lake Huron. We can hear actually some of what they said.
You can see something, I can't tell if it's metallic or what, and there's, I can see like lines coming down below, but I can't see anything below it. One, you can see outside, it's kind of like a blackish, I'm going to call it like a potato. I can't really tell though what the shape is. But it's so much below, it's so small, you can't see it because you're so close. I don't know if you'd be worried about it, but I'm worried about it. It's almost like a octagon shape, I'm going to call it a balloon. You never see straight hanging down below, but I don't see anything below it. It's pretty small, I don't know, kind of like a holder or something.
So there's an octagonal object flying in the sky that's grey. It's got string hanging down it, like it looks like a balloon, but it's not carrying anything. It's the size of a UAV. It's the size of an ATV. I don't even know how the F-16 pilots can even tell the size of it by eyeball, but hey, that's just what it is. Now, there's unconfirmed footage of a Lake Huron object that's been circulating online. This video was posted just a day after the UFO was shot down. Some people think this might actually be some amateur footage of the UFO in the sky. Look at this. I would love for a camera sighting, for a UFO sighting to take place while somebody's maybe filming like a big budget movie with like a quality camera. That would be great. But the way this thing's moving is very bizarre. It's saying it's the size of an ATV. It's moving very erratically. The way it's moving around, that's not moving like your average aircraft. Honestly, I don't think that's moving like a balloon either, but that's just my opinion. But can you see that? Just that little dot there. The way it's moving around so erratically, it's almost moving like a bird in flight, just whizzing around left to right. So in the video, you can actually see the Adler Planetarium in Chicago, Illinois. Now, this is interesting because it's just a bit unusual that this would take place right in front of a planetarium. Look at that. See that? The Adler Planetarium in Chicago, the Journey Among the Stars. You really mean to tell me you're seeing the UFOs above this thing? This thing looks like a UFO. It's just all very suspicious. It's all very suspect, okay? I'm quite confused. And this is in Chicago. I don't know if any of the O-Block members ever made their way out to the planetarium to check that out. But I feel like the aliens would probably know a little bit better than to be flying unidentified over O-Block. But anyway, I feel like this is super spooky. Or I found it really interesting covering these UFO stories. That statement at the start, it's like sounds like it's official. There's really a breeding program. They're saying that they're breeding migrants that they're picking up from caravans that are traveling across the world and breeding them with aliens. I can't believe my ears. Now, if it wasn't such official people saying this, if this was just someone ranting on Reddit, someone yelling into their phone, I might be inclined to think it's just a bunch of nonsense. But these are people at the top levels of the government talking about, I'm not suicidal, I don't even want to talk about this, I can't even be able to talk about this. And J.D. Vance is calling them demons. So look, you guys let me know what you think of this. This story is actually getting so spooky, so bizarre, I don't even know where to go with it. But I will keep covering it. I know you guys have been enjoying the UFO coverage. We've been covering all the Pushaisky stuff that's been going on as well. It is a lot going on right now, okay? If it's not the kidnappings and the gangsters drilling in the hood, it's the aliens drilling in the sky. It's actually insane, okay? So let me know what you thought of that update. I'll come back with some more stories for you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for your support. And for now, guys, I'm out. Stay safe. And
yeah, check out Trap Mars. We're going to cut to the Chase TV, y'all. It's probably the last one.
Freaks nowadays are in love with Crime 101. Aren't you good to go? It's a modern masterpiece.
We're good at this.
Yeah, like Leighton delivered.
What's up, fam? This is your boy, Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Now, we all heard about Pushaisky getting arrested after he allegedly robbed and kidnapped Gucci Mane. And the moment the news hit the internet, everybody began speculating. Everybody gave their opinion, and the streets have been divided since. On one hand, you got people saying Pushaisky's stupid, he's crashed out, he shouldn't have kidnapped and robbed Gucci Mane, he went out like a sucker. Then on the opposite hand, you got people saying Gucci Mane was wrong. He should have let Pushaisky out the contract. Pushaisky did what was right. He stood on business. He's a gangster. I think everybody sounds stupid as hell. I think what Pushaisky did is wrong, and I think what Gucci Mane did is wrong as well. Because let's be honest, the moment we heard Pushaisky kidnapped and robbed Gucci Mane, everybody was like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. What was the reason? Yes, we guess it's probably a contract dispute, but was the real money at stake? Now everybody from Pushaisky camp is speaking out. His mom went off on IG Live. His homie is speaking out. First, I'm going to play what his homie said, and then I'm going to come back and play his mama on live stream. Let's get to it. Boom! This is what Pushaisky homie said. The real truth. He was really old. Everybody got something to say. But where was Gucci Mane when Gladys Baines needed stuff? Gladys Baines is Pushaisky's mom. I have been in music my whole life. Of course, it's a way to do things. But if you've been in jail 3+ years, signed to a label, they collected over $25 million while you've been gone, then the CEO pulls up and he broke the F? Well, you need to get wifey up here so she can write a check or something. We Memphis has, will, forever will be the Mecca of music, period. Now, he's alleging that Pushaisky robbed and kidnapped Gucci Mane because he felt slighted. He wasn't really taking care of his family while Pushaisky was locked up. And he also says that Gucci Mane made $25 million over Pushaisky.